So originally what their plan was to shame people. How dare you buy this game? Because in at least some way you're enriching J.K. Rowling, and that means that you are supporting a bigot, and that means you adopt all of her views, and that means you're a terrible person. Not simply that you just like the Harry Potter franchise and want to play the video game.
And speaking of naughty words that are not meant to say, but I'll say it anyway because I'm a fucking rebel, Voldemort. Culture Corner. I almost said something else that I don't even know what I was going to say. Apparently, despite the rhetoric coming out from the LGBTQIA X R us V one, despite their rhetoric, huge sales on the video game. And everyone that's playing it seems to be enjoying it very thoroughly. And there's no cutscenes that says, oh, by the way, we were trying to take away the rights, privileges of humans. Continue your game. And then they keep wagging their wand around. So, Dane, what's the latest and greatest on the battlefront of a video game that apparently is taking away Americans' rights to be human?
Well, this particular story, I think, more than anything David and I could ever say on the topic, really demonstrates to you that when those of us on this side of the ledger say how just petty and pathetic the people on the other side of the ledger are, this really demonstrates it. And this is why. If you're not familiar, within the last couple of weeks, the video game Hogwarts Legacy came out. And if you're even remotely culturally aware of over the last couple of years,
there's a thing called Harry Potter.
J.K. Rowling, the creator of the Harry Potter series, has been labeled by the LGBTQIA+, but basically just the T part of the LGBT community, as what's called a TERF, which is, I believe it stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. Oh. So basically what that means is you are a feminist.
Isn't that great about them, though? If I can sidebar it? Like, they're really good at coming up with names for other people, not only themselves. So at least they're willing to share the wealth with their creativity, right?
Yeah, and now that you point that out, the fact that everything that they do and say it
has a label
is cool. Even more importantly than that, it's acronymized.
Yes,
which is not a word, but they turn everything into an acronym.
One letter.
And isn't that funny, right? How we always talk about the alphabet soup boys within federal agencies, and everything's an acronym.
But there's a long diatribe that has to explain that one letter that they are based to.
It's also this same group of people that want absolute and complete control of the alphabet boys so they can tell us what to do.
We're in the fucking Matrix right now.
I mean, it just tells you how pervasive this ideology is. Anyway.
Sorry for that sidebar. Anyway.
David's sidebar notwithstanding, she has been labeled a TERF primarily, well, obviously by the trans community, because TERF is not an endearing term. It is reserved for feminists, which J.K. Rowling has been on the record as saying that she is a feminist. But there are some sectors of feminism who, true to what feminism actually used to mean, which was, women's rights at all cost. And the way they see the transgender movement is these are men invading women's spaces, calling themselves women, transgender women. But really, they're just out here oppressing women even more.
And all that kind of stuff. That's not masculine or toxic masculinity, you know what? You challenged us to a fight, ladies. You wanted some rights? You had to come through us to get it? Guess what? We're willing to chop our dicks off to win this shit. Okay? Do not confront us with a challenge, because we are competition based.
So anyway, suffice it to say that J.K. Rowling is not exactly a laudable member of the entire LGBTQ community, definitely not part of the T community, because she's bad. And she is anti-trans, and she's terrible. So she's canceled.
So here,
feminist J.K. Rowling is canceled.
The people that need you to swallow things that you have... I shouldn't have said that.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah, poor choice of words.
Phrasing
boom. the people that ask you to play their game, to digest all that they are with every little cisgendered binary pronoun, this, that, the other, just to be able to call them what you have to. Once you say one thing that they don't like, they just throw you away. They just give you one word and throw you away. So the people that are asking for your complete understanding to forego and let go of your reality as you see it for their benefit can't abide you one disagreement within that entire diatribe that they gave you. So again, refer back to episode 134. If you were looking for episode 134, you can find it on the www.podcast.com/134. Is that how it's done? Okay, so my psychosis is taking over. Go ahead, Dave.
Anyway, so Rowling is not a friend of the trans community. And circling back to what I led off this segment with about calling that group of individuals petty, that was not me just intentionally being mean or throwing labels around. Their current actions roundly demonstrate that. So their original tactic when this game was originally come out, the game is called, again, Hogwarts Legacy, where you can play as a wizard and, go through the world of Hogwarts and cast spells and do all the Harry Potter stuff.
I'm a Slytherin guy.
There was a lot of buzz around this game. And, because gameplay has been revealed and it's like, man, it looks great, looks fun, yada, 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 right? So originally what their plan was to shame people. How dare you buy this game? Because in at least some way, you're enriching J.K. Rowling, and that means that you are supporting a bigot, and that means you adopt all of her views, and that means you're a terrible person. Not simply that you just like the Harry Potter franchise and want to play the video game. That didn't seem to work because, true to its form, the game was highly successful because, shocker, in this world, there still does exist a certain section of society that actually appreciates high quality work product. And by all accounts, I haven't played the game, but I have friends who have. The game is every bit as advertised. It's fun. It's engrossing. Like, you're really in the experience of the whole game. It's just fun across the board. So sales were going through the roof. This thing was selling like hotcakes. And what did the anti-J.K. Rowling crew decide to do? They decided to go out of their way to post all over social media spoilers to the game. So damn it, if you were going to spend your $70 or $80 or whatever to buy the game and play through it, we're going to try to screw your experience up by hopefully you coming across one of our Twitter pages or Reddit threads or whatever, telling you how the game ends so that you can't get your full enjoyment. If that is not the textbook definition of petty, troll. I don't know
Or
what
a troll.
Yeah.
Straight up troll.
So
you belong under a bridge, and guess what? You put yourself there.
So, that's that section of the culture. That's how they conduct themselves. So, can't say you weren't forewarned about how petty they would be. Now give them a whole bunch of political power and let's see how these man children, women children act when they can actually, punish you, throwing you in cages and stuff like that. Probably not going to go in most of our favors.
All right. Well, with all that cheery Voldemort, Harry Potter, Hogwarts, Gryffindor, Slytherin bullshit aside, I mean, can we just be honest? If there was ever a game that the LGBTQRST, WWIII, and Z group could ever get behind, it would be fucking Harry Potter. Because that whole world is steeped in imaginary thought and feelings.
Yeah, you would think.